Hello everyone, welcome to GoTarryn TV. This is Dr. T, PhD, the prodigy of sports psychology, and I'm very excited because we've got a very favorite guest right here on today's show who's returning all the way from the West Coast, and the gorgeous ladies of wrestling. Before we bring her on, I'd like to ask everyone out there, if you please be so kind as to like this video, leave us a comment, and share it with all of your friends and family out there. And we know wherever we're at in this wintry weather, winter is upon us, but we've got sunny days coming our way because that's right, we have Sunny, the California girl, returning back here on GoTarryn TV after a few years, and it's going to be so great to catch up with her. I'm so excited because she is one of the original Glow Girls, as you know her most famously, and she's going to be talking to me today about some of the personal issues that have been going on affecting her life in the last 3 years. So I'm really interested in just kind of reconnecting here, talking to Sunny, and figuring out what's been going on in her world as she comes back on here on GoTarryn TV. So I'm going to step out of my office, get into the car, get on the call, and call up Sunny, the California girl, so we could bring her right here for you on GoTarryn TV. And remember, with GoTarryn Health and Fitness, it's your time, it's your investment, it's your life. We'll be right back. Yes, I don't know why it wasn't, for some reason, it was having trouble connect to your audio. How are you doing?
I know, it was weird. I'm good. And it could be because I have my studio set up for my regular radio show.
Oh, okay.
So it's all mic'd and through, oh my God, Zencaster. So
okay.
I have my headset and everything. It could be because of that, I think. But can you see me? No, because I can see you.
Yeah, no, it's looking like it's coming through clear, and the connection's good too. But
oh, good. Okay,
yeah,
great.
I'm really happy.
Picture up
yeah,
there.
Yeah,
All
me
right.
too. I see it. Yeah, that's a good picture. I like that.
Oh, okay.
How have you been? How's everything going?
Oh my gosh, crazy. You know, I'm doing a lot of charities for cancer, obviously, because gosh, I haven't talked to you since I was diagnosed with 5 years to live with colon cancer.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah, so that was a whammy. I had some PTSD going on last year through COVID. I was diagnosed. Let's see.
Wow.
Yeah, so my world was turned upside down. March 3rd, I get the call after going in for a colonoscopy. And my doctor said that I have cancer. So, you're like, what did you say? I dropped the phone, like dropped the mic, and I was just in shock. But ever since then, I'm okay. I went through major surgery. They had to remove, sorry to be so graphic for everybody, but this is a health show. So
absolutely,
we're going there. No. And, and as you know, everyone's dying from colon cancer lately, it seems. And we hear it every day, and thousands and thousands in our group. I'm a big advocate for it. So I'm kind of talking fast because I only have 30 minutes before my other show now, since we wasted time trying to get on there. But so they removed half my colon and half rectum to get the tumor. I had a flat laying tumor in between both. So I went through
my goodness.
Major surgery, and I think I haven't talked to you since I went through 2 other major surgeries. So January, before that was January 2020, I had implant removal. I had VII illness, severe illness, and the lymphoma was around the casing of my implant. I had these implants in for 25 years, and I get a recall on them for cancer. So I went in and had them removed, and nothing done. No enhancement. I didn't never want to see implants again as long as I live. So I'm happy with my boobs. Let me just say, thankfully, the doctor was amazing. He got out the complete capsulation, which is in-block capsulectomy, completely out with the cancer on that one. You might say I'm like a James Bond female version. I dodged some major bullets, Taryn.
Wow, Sunny. Oh my goodness. Well, thank God you're okay. It's just what you were explaining. I know a couple people who exactly had the same diagnosis and issues with, for example, one of our neighbors. She's in her late 40s, and she had been diagnosed with colorectal cancer a few years ago, and went into remission. But then it came back, and she, I guess, when she went for her appointments, wanted surgery, but the doctors had said that for whatever reason, they weren't going to do surgery on her just quite yet, but they continued doing radiation for her to kind of shrink, the cancer cells down, and kind of checked in on her. She's doing okay now, thank God, and
Oh,
she's
that's
fine.
great.
And then, yeah, we had another friend who also had BII, and she had actually had surgery, recovered just fine. She was very scared, going into it. I never even heard of it before. I didn't know, but it seems quite common, actually. A lot of women end up getting that. And thank God, just like you, she seems to be doing quite well. But I'm really curious, pick your brain, Sonny, like from going through this in the last couple of years, what's
Yes.
the most insightful? What have you learned from this? What have you kind of, the fully loaded question, what do you appreciate now? Do you see things differently, different perspective? Like tell kind of us, what is the most kind of enlightening, so to speak, profound things that you've learned the last couple of years?
Oh my gosh, I would love to tell you that because I do speak about it and I'm very
Hmm.
passionate about it.
Hmm.
And I work with, and just as you said, a lot of women are getting it, but it is a lot of men, by the way. We just lost, and not to be a Debbie Downer, but it's the real. We just lost a 17-year-old boy in our
Oh, I'm sorry.
of
Oh
colon
gosh.
cancer. So there is no age limit.
Wow.
There is no
Mm.
discretion. I mean, um, let me just word that a different way. There is no huh, rhyme or reason. Anybody
Yeah,
can
right,
get it. And if you have
right.
any issues or any like bleeding down there or constipation, and I
Right.
hate to be graphic again, but I'm going there. And you think, oh, it's nothing. I'm just gonna, take a
Uh-huh.
laxative, right?
Uh-huh.
Or you're feeling crampy or just feel a little off or different. I
Sure.
recommend getting a colon guard, get the box
Mhm.
test if you don't want to go in and get the colonoscopy because everybody has that fear like I did. I'm like,
Uh-huh.
I don't want to
Uh-huh.
go in there. I don't want anything up my butt. That's an invasion. I don't want to do that. But
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
and thankfully I did, because I was having bleeding and I'm like, that's not cool. And I was listening to my
Mm.
friends, by the way. They're like, oh, you probably just have a hemorrhoid. You've been pregnant. You get hemorrhoids all the time. Okay,
Uh-huh.
fine. Right. So I was going with that for about 2 years. And the doctor said
Right.
that I probably had I have a slow moving cancer.
Mm.
Um,
Mm.
Thankfully there. And, for that to happen. But anyway, to go in, and have that done, I think what changed my life, Taryn, is just waking up and appreciating every day.
Oh
Like
gosh. Mhm.
just knowing that I'm still here. And as for long as I can, because I'm not out of the woods yet. I
Mhm.
go in for scans and test the cancer has spread. That's the
Mhm.
other thing.
Mhm.
So what we call is METs, metastasizes. Cancer can put itself anywhere it wants. And when
Mm.
you're in
Mm.
remission, you're out of the woods, just like as we talked about with your friends,
Yeah.
you're not. It likes to attach with colon cancer. It likes to go to the liver and the lungs.
Mm. Oh wow.
Don't
Mm.
ask me why. The lungs are so far from the colon area, if you will. I can see
Yeah.
the liver attaching. Yeah, I get that. But unfortunately, it's in my lung. And
Huh.
I have 7 nodules at this point in time. And then it can attach itself to the nerve and the bone, even.
Mm.
So
Mm.
I went into for 2 MRIs, which the right side there's significant pain, and my oncologist says that it could be the colon cancer attaching there. So I will not know the results until January 11th,
Mhm.
because everybody is reaching out to me, and I appreciate all the love and all the support from everybody out there. I really, really do. I'm so thankful that I have all you guys to really care about me. It gives me the initiative each day to fight hard and promote and push the advocacy of getting a colonoscopy. Don't wait until you're 50 or over 50
Uh-huh.
like myself.
Mhm.
um,
Mhm.
they pushed it to 45, you
Yeah.
know we're trying to push it for 40 and even 35 at this point. We're pushing hard because they don't want that to happen. So, because we're losing way too many of all ages, just like I said, a 17-year-old. So it's not, discriminative to anybody. It just is going to happen if it happens. Eat right. Don't drink sodas. Of course, the funny thing is that I never drank soda, and I always eat healthy. I eat gluten-free because I have Hashimoto's disease on top of it.
Yeah.
And so I've always been on a regimen of a healthy diet. So I was kind of shocked that I had colon cancer, and I'm like, why? Well, wait, my father died from it. My biological, who I wasn't raised with, had colon cancer, stomach cancer, lung cancer, and ended up dying of brain cancer. So they did a genetic testing. And I paid a lot to have that done because I want to know so I could pass it on to my daughters and my grandsons. So they are aware of this. Well, guess what? I had no genetic link to my father's colon cancer.
Wow.
So that's something for everyone who's listening. When they say, oh gosh, well, my father had it. Well, that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to have that link. And I'm a proven fact for that. The doctors were like, oh my gosh, that's rather strange. I said, yes, it is. That was really weird. So more than likely with me, it was just stress. And I've always had bowel issues up and down since I was a child. Who knows? We can't, the doctors don't know. And they'll never know, I think, with how cancer happens in the body. We're born with it, just like COVID. The cancer cells can come alive with many things in this world that we do, that we think we're doing right, but could be very wrong. That's the best as I could say, Taryn.
You're right, Sonny, because, in some ways we all have various different cancer cells in our body, and there is no explanation or rhyme or reason. And you hear about these stories of these perfectly healthy athletes who haven't smoked a day in their life and end up with lung cancer in their 30s. And, the famous comedian, Andy Kaufman, we know about his story, like, I think 35, 36 years old, dead from lung cancer, and never smoked a cigarette in a day in his life. And it's just like, there's just different outliers like that. And there is no explanation necessarily. But again, I just commend you, Sonny, from being so strong and resilient. I think a lot of people would have a very challenging time to press forward like you did. And I think you're right. What you said a few minutes ago, the love and support from all your fans and friends and family is just so important, because it gives you, I guess, some motivation and drive to be able to push through it. If not doing it for yourself, doing it for them, to succeed and get through this. So, gosh, I just highly commend you, and I really admire you going through this. I just had no idea. Yeah, that's just incredible, especially such a weird time with COVID, by the way, like going through that during a pandemic. That must have been even weirder.
Oh, it was very tough. I had no visitors. I had no family through this. It was so difficult. And I was in the oncology unit for 5 days. And there was, you have your own suite and everything. You're not near anybody. Top of that. So you're very lonely. However, I did have the pastor and the church advocacy in there every day. And what's funny is I know God was with me. God is my spiritual guide. He's everything to me. And he's the one that got me through this, besides my will and positivity to want to live. So I think that right there, through everything, is your most, what you wake up, you want to fight, you want to stay alive, because I want to see my grandsons get older. It wasn't my time yet, Taryn. So you just want to keep going, and you have to think positive. You can't think the worst, because they tell you the worst, right? My doctor told me the worst, and he's like, here, because I went in joking, me, I'm making jokes. I went in there with my surgeon, and he goes, here, I'm going to give you a box of tissue. And I go, for what? I go, I'm going to be okay. And he's like, I'm going to tell you the real on this, and at the end of it, I was crying. I was like, God, I've only got 5 years to live. What do you mean, doc? No, that isn't going to happen. No. And he goes, well, we're going to have, the surgery, and we'll find out how this is going to go. I had laparoscopic. That was my first robotic surgery.
Wow.
It was pretty intimidating, intense, scary. It was 7 hours long
Oh
in
gosh.
surgery.
Wow.
I have more scars on my stomach now than, a shooting bag.
Oh
uh,
wow.
and I loved my stomach. I took pride in my stomach and always thought, from glow days, right? I had to keep trim and cut and healthy and sit-ups and all this stuff. Well, that changed drastically because things like that make things change, and you have to get that in mind. I just started doing sit-ups this year, and again after my third surgery, which I had Nissen fundoplication done, which was major surgery. Again, I can't have any more surgeries. The doctor said, no, you've went through 3 majors in 3 years. Your body can only handle so much, and can take, especially when they open through the entry of the stomach and chest, as I had. So they went back through for the Nissen. I don't know if you're familiar with Nissen fundoplication.
No,
Okay.
tell us.
So what that is in the esophagus, there was a hernia. I had a 5 centimeter hernia in the esophagus that every time I would or chew and swallow, I would have severe pain, like GERD, acid. I just felt like crying. So I was on medication a couple years for that, and Barrett's disease. I'm sure you've heard of Barrett's, where you can't. Oh, that all occurred because of this hernia that I wasn't aware that I had. When they did the endoscopy, they said this is the issue, and that's why you have, eating.
Wow.
And they removed the hernia, put a mesh there where the hernia is in my esophageal area. And then they found out that my stomach was pushed up against my lung. So they had the stomach, and they do what they call a 360 wrap. They reattach the stomach to the, the esophageal, the digestive area.
Wow.
Back where it's supposed to be. And there was complications there. I guess my stomach did not want to detach from where it was. So yeah, but thankfully he told me afterwards, after, because I didn't want to deal with that trauma. So I'm doing well now. I'm off medication. I can eat.
Good.
I'm not to eat anything spicy yet though, and I watch what I do eat, the intake, but I have freedom there. So I'm off that medication, which causes dementia. PPIs is what it's called. It's called, let's see, Pepsid or omeprazole. Any of these type of pills that you have to take 2 or 3 times a day can cause severe side effects. And I don't need any help with dementia from glow, right? Getting hit in the head too much. So yeah, and all that could have happened from my wrestling, by the way.
Good point. Yeah.
The severe trauma from wrestling and hitting the mat, as I did so much, because I was, I lost in glow. I was the dingy blonde that took the bumps, took the heat, but also gave it, but ultimately still lost in the end. So therefore my body took a beating, and I think that's what it could be. They don't know, again, and the doctors can't clarify that with me, but I still go through my test. I go through my scans, and I'm staying positive, staying busy. I box every day. I'm with a supernatural group. I box here at home. I stay out of the gyms because that's just, for me, that's what I prefer. Fresh air. I like to be in my realm and concentrate on my coaches, like we're doing. My coaches are virtual. I have great coaches with Supernatural. And I box every day, and I kick butt in that, and I love it. So yeah.
That's tremendous, Sonny. Good for you. I'm so happy that you're able to, physically fit and activity. I know that was something that's always been really important to you, and that you can continue doing that and keeping it, in your life and managing that. And, I just think that for you to get through this and be able to just continue your workout programs and look ahead, how does the new year 2023, is there a perspective there for going forward into the new year for yourself and your plans and goals that you'd like to foresee as we get closer to 2023?
Absolutely. You know, going into this, I want to get out my story. I don't know. I probably haven't talked to you then. Let me show you real quick. I don't know. Can you see this?
I can't, but what I'll do is I'll overlay it in the video when it.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I'll show you. Okay, so I'll show you the comic books. I have a comic book out on my life story.
Yeah,
I have
great.
also encyclopedia on my life story with Rocky Johnson and Jack Hager, which is so cool. Let's see.
Yeah.
Like that.
That's tremendous.
And I have different covers since these came out in 2019. It's pretty cool. And then I want to get my book, which is my autobiography, out and made for Lifetime or Reels TV, a 3-part series, which is what I Reels TV, a 3-part. Oh, okay. So I'm really excited about that. And then, of course, Afterglow, everything Afterglow we're still doing with Roxy Astor. A lot of things are still hopeful for us Glow Girls to get back out there and back on TV. That has not slowed down. So, you know, we pray that that's going to happen next year. And, you know, most importantly, January 11th, that I get good results, because if I don't, then I'm back and, you know, I'll go on chemo and, you know, start fighting the good fight, as we say. But in the interim, I will continually get out my story to help others with the fight. And I help each and every one in my group, which is the Cancer Coalition group, colon cancer group. I belong to many, and I do this like this. I don't know if you could see this, but
I'll make sure it's overlaid on the video.
Yeah, I'll send you some of the pictures. But all these T-shirts that I represent,
that's great.
It's for colon cancer, so I'm a big advocate for it, and I do marathons and things like that to raise money for colon cancer. So, and if anybody has questions, they can reach out to me on social media. I'm more than happy to help them. If they have a loved one that's fighting, I'll guide them to the groups that we're in, which you need all the support when you're going through cancer. You know, it's not a time to get real tough. It's okay to be tough because, you know, that's a natural mechanism.
Right.
But you need all the support. And you want to know that other people are going through that with you in one way, shape, or form. It may not be identical, same story, but let me tell you, there's so many cases. And just in general with cancer, I've lost 3 brothers since I spoke to you to cancer.
I'm so sorry.
Just very fast and uncertain and very scary. So yeah, absolutely. You know, you just wake up, you smile, love, not hate, promote health, promote whatever is important to you, and always stay positive and know that you can do it. Like, you know, you can do anything. You absolutely can do anything if you put your mind to it. Don't let anything stop you, and believe in your faith, whatever that may be. Everybody has different faiths, whatever you go to. If you pick up the Bible, or if you just talk to God, or if you pray to your God, it doesn't matter. Or you talk to your pets. Let me tell you, when I was going through my surgery and my recovery was, 3 months. And I was bedridden for the first six weeks. I was in, and here's something, Taryn, it's funny. I used to joke about Depends, because we all joke about Depends, like, oh, we're going to wear Depends when we get old. Well, I was in Depends, and I'll never joke about that anymore after 6 weeks in the diaper there, because of the change of my mechanisms down there. So obviously those things you appreciate, you get very humbled, humble, you know, it changes you. My pet, my Skittles, my little kitten was right there with me. She did not leave my side. She was on the bed with me, cuddled up every day. And oh my gosh, they know when you're sick. Our pets know when we're sick. Yeah. And they're amazing. So, you know, whatever it is that makes you happy, do it, you know, just get up in the morning, smile, and be thankful that you're alive and you're breathing. That's the best thing. Amen to that, that we're breathing, we're here, thankfully, and I thank God for that every day.
Yeah, yeah. No question about it, Sonny. You were just amazing, and I'm watching the time very closely. I'm going to let
Yes.
us wrap up to the end here. And again, that's a great note to finish on. And happiness is so important. And again, as we fade to black here, I've made sure we put your contact information in the social media in order to be able to touch with you. So, any last comment to summarize everything before we end out of here, Sonny?
Yes, it was great talking to you, Taryn, because it's been forever and there's so
I
much to catch
know.
up on. I feel
We
like I'm
only
going
scratched the
high speed.
surface. Yeah,
Yes, I
literally.
know.
That's the last 2 or 3 years that we just summarized in less than a half hour. We have to do this again. So I'm going to send you some times for next month. In the meantime, Sonny, congratulations on such an awesome recovery. You're a miracle. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and keep fighting the good fight, Sonny.
Thank you so much, Taryn, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you and your beautiful family and everyone who's out there listening. I do appreciate. Much love. Stay sunny and stay smiling.
Yes, that's what it's all about, Sonny. Thank you again, and you take care. We will see you soon.
Okay, bye. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.